You need vacations. I need vacation. I need weekends. I need breaks. That's our level. That's knowing our level. Yeah! Kaboom, 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 kaboom. And we're back with another ep of the Daily Vedantic. And my nose is still sunburned. This SoCal sun. It's my solar panel for vitamin D is this big old nose that I'm blessed with on some level, I guess. I'm sure it's helped me in situations before. It's not all downside to have a centerpiece this big, but that is neither here nor there. Actually, it's a decent segue of this episode, and this reflection is all about knowing your level. Not being an eternal optimist, looking past and avoiding reality, not being a pessimist, that is expecting the worst at every turn, but is being a realist. As Swami will say often, to expect the worst is pessimism. To be prepared for the worst is to be a philosopher. We shouldn't expect the worst. We should be prepared for it. We did an episode on optimism, pessimism, and realism. And a line that is helpful in that direction is the optimist sees the light at the end of the tunnel. The pessimist sees the tunnel, but not the light. And the realist sees the light, the tunnel, and the next tunnel. Part of this realism, part of this seeing reality, a big part of it comes down to seeing everything that's really there. And this is just the relative sense. I don't mean seeing reality from the absolute sense. I just mean being able to look yourself in the mirror and being able to take stock of what you see. Knowing your level. Learning any task, any skill requires knowledge of where you are and the ideal of what you want to achieve, where you want to get, where you want to be. You might hear the last episode I talked about hearing Chopin, but not starting your first piano lesson with Chopin. You might hear Beethoven. You might hear Red Hot Chili Peppers, but you wouldn't start your first guitar lesson saying, well, that's what I want. That's what I want to do. That's what I expect. It's one of the greatest qualities of the best pro athletes is they're constantly aware of where they are, where they're weak. I was actually a pretty poor basketball player because I was so overconfident when I was young and really did not like the discomfort of thinking about where I was no good. To me, basketball was a conduit to validation, name, status, some sense of security within social circles, and focusing on the weak points where I needed to develop most was anything but validation. It was anything but what I was really seeking. But the players that really wanted to get good, man, they focused on their weak points like crazy. They focus on the weak points within their strengths like crazy. They recognize, okay, I'm a great center, so I'm going to get really good at fine-tuning my footwork. You know, they weren't just saying, I'm a great center now, I'm going to be great at everything. Now I'm going to be a great point guard. But finding those weak points within the role that they're playing, I hated that. But it's so critical to know our level because of this reason. When we don't know our level, not only is it disorienting, but it's destructive to our progress. Ramatirtha said it best when he said, when you fall, bounce back like a rubber ball, not like a lead plate. Knowing our level is, oh, wow, I'm really attached to that. And that stressed me out like crazy for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It all resolved itself. Everything was fine. But wow, yeah, that really attached to that. It caused a lot of agitation internally. Not knowing your level is, and bouncing back like a lead plate is, God, I've been studying and reflecting on this philosophy for X amount of time, and I can't believe it still bothers me. I can't believe I still have this neuroses, these agitations. Wow, I flipped out, lost my temper. And I'm supposed to be some philosophical individual within my friend group. That's not knowing our level. Swami will say, and we talked about this recently, I'm taking a lot of great notes from Joseph's conversations and Yoga for Your Intellect that we had an episode recently, or at least I'm still reflecting on the conversations that we've had recently, because he was just here in Los Angeles and chatted about so many different things. But he was telling me this quote that Swami said to him once, that you become a caricature when we don't know our level. You want to be Santana on the guitar, but you barely know how to play, but you are sure as hell looking the part. You got the boots, jeans, the belt buckle, the hat, the hair. You look like Santana, but you sure as hell don't play like Santana. You're a caricature. Man, I have been there in the spiritual realm, in the philosophical realm. Acting like, thinking I was in a place that I wasn't. The acting is one thing. It's more of the thinking I was in a place that I wasn't. And it bothered me so much that I wasn't further along. Pure selfish desire from two angles. One, from my own progression, and two, from, oh man, I look like a fool a few weeks ago, getting shingles, so stressed because our landlord's trying to cancel our lease early. And 3 little daughters, all school, work, commute, all of these things orienting around this false sense of security of, no, we need a lease, we need this house, and this should be secure. And this attachment to house, and attachment to the comfort of not having to find a new place. We got shingles, which is like, it was basically like poison oak on my side, which is due to stress usually. And I was so disappointed in myself for getting so stressed by that. From the selfish pursuit of, man, I don't want this discomfort. And from the selfish pursuit, the egoistic pursuit of, I'm supposed to be beyond stress. It's so laughable to even say it out loud, but thinking that I would be beyond stress and not knowing my level. Another aspect of this is, Swami will say often, you need weekends, 5 p.m. drinks, vacations, because we're not aligned with our nature. We're not aligned with service, because everything we're doing so selfish that it's so agitating that we need a vacation. We need weekends. Celebrate TGIF. Thank God it's the weekend. And what can be misunderstood and misinterpreted is thinking, oh, well, I want to just not take, I want to be working 7 days a week. I don't take vacations because I'm just on the grind, because I live a philosophical life. And that is a massive mistake, because it deludes yourself from the fact that you need vacations. I need vacation. I need weekends. I need breaks. I'll say year after year, you need them less and less. In fact, you can find yourself in a groove where you're like, man, I don't want to get out of this groove and go on a vacation. But those around you need it. And that's your obligatory duty. And certainly, we need breaks from our work. We need to take our mind for a walk. Watch Animal Planet. Rest. Go to the movies. That's our level. That's knowing our level. And it's so destructive to not know our level. to sit down at the piano, throwing a fit that we cannot play Chopin 2 weeks into our lessons. That is today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.